Hi, welcome back. I'm doing another 30-minute yoga class. This video is going to focus on plantar fasciitis. Also, I did a short right before this, a short YouTube. I showed you our garden, which is right out back. It's pretty much what we eat all summer. I just showed you that because I am really into food. It's probably my first passion, and eating organic, clean, healthy foods for health and for just taste is really my passion. But I'll go right into the yoga class. This is 30 minutes and it's gonna be focused all on plantar. We may do a little bit of strength training with a plank. Okay, I'm gonna go right off and we're gonna go right into tucking your toes because it's easy and it's good for you. So just go down on your knees, tuck your toes under you. And we're gonna have to sit in some of these poses in order to get the full benefit of a stretch. So just come back and sit on your toes as much as you can. If you can't get down, don't worry about it. Just come to here or wherever is comfortable. We'll sit in here for a good minute and then we'll come up and we'll come out of it and we'll go back in it a few times, 3 times. We're gonna start out taking some breaths while we're in this. 2 breaths in, slower breaths out, usually like 4, but you don't need to count. I just say 2 sniffs in. The plantar fascia, if you've had plantar fasciitis, it's the whole bottom of your foot from your toe bed to your heel. And right now what we're doing is we're stretching the plantar fasciitis, because if you walk and golf and do anything on your feet, it's a great stretch release, which is really imperative, especially if you sort of skip stretching, which I tend to do unless I really focus on it. And these are preventative poses, plus if you have it, it really helps to continue to stretch. Okay, come on out of it. Oh, it's a little hard. And just come into tabletop. I can turn this way if you'd like for a little bit. This is tabletop, just a flat back. We're gonna go back into stretching our toes some more. We're probably gonna we're not gonna hold it for the solid 5 minutes, but we're gonna come in and out of it 3 times, which will equal 5 minutes of stretching our toes. So tuck your toes under. Knees can be sort of spread apart, hip distance. If you can sit on your heels, that's optimum. If not, just do what you can. And this will get easier over time. I mean, it could take just like a week or 2 and you'll get a lot better at it. And you'll also feel a tremendous amount of relief in your feet, which you may not notice right away, but it can prevent you from some tightness in your plantar fasciitis. For this video, we're gonna focus on the lower legs mostly. We're gonna do some stretches because obviously the whole body needs to stretch out. And holding it in the stretch is very important because that's when the muscles and the fascia, which is right under here, can release. Okay, come on out. We'll go tabletop. We're gonna do that one more time. I usually like to do this with a cup of coffee in the morning because you can kind of just sit here and get a good stretch in. Okay, come on back up. Sit back on your heels. Sometimes you have to tuck your toes under manually to get all the toes under. Try to sit up straight and take 2 breaths in. Okay, come on out, go into the tabletop, and then we're gonna come into the garland pose, which is also known as a squat. Really good for plantar and for stretching your legs in general. So come on around. I'm going to be on the long side, the short side of my mat. You want to keep your feet here at a diagonal and come down to where it's comfortable for you. You probably take a few adjustments. I cannot get my feet flat on the mat. That's what you want to try to do eventually, if you can, if your body allows you to. And then we just sit here and let your hips open up. Let your feet get flat down to the mat. And we got to relax into this pose for, I want you to do the 2-part breath 3 times. You might have to readjust like me. Okay, come on out. Come on up to a standing. Keep the toes wide. Bend over. We're just gonna hang here. We're gonna go back into that garland pose, the squat, 2 more times, and in between we'll hang. You see, this stretches the legs from your toes all the way up and around. Okay, come on back down to the garland. Put your hands flat on the mat. If you can come up to a prayer position, that will straighten you up a bit more. 3 breaths here. Okay, come on up. Spread your legs a little further, and we'll just hang. We've got our last garland pose coming up. Okay, whenever you're ready, come on down. If you need to bring your feet in a little bit so it's more comfortable, a great stretch on your inner thighs and your outer thighs. Take 3 breaths here. Okay, we're going to go into warrior 1, 2, and side angle to get some further stretches. Take your feet, 1 foot that way and the other foot at a slight angle. Come up to warrior 1. Get a nice stretch in your arms and your side bodies. Okay. Hold this. You're gonna feel a really good stretch here in the groin area. And we wanna reposition our feet a bit. We're gonna come out to warrior 2. Nice, strong, active arms. This is where we're gonna start building up a little bit of heat during this practice. them over to side. Get a good stretch in your side. This is important. You can elongate the body, just stretching out everything. I focus almost all my yoga on stretching. We're gonna go switch now to the other side. So shift your feet. Your back foot is at a right angle to your mat. Your front foot is forward. And you want your arms up high, facing the foot that's straight. Okay, reposition. You don't need your foot at such an angle, more of a right angle. Drop your knee. You're gonna now feel the pull or the stretch in your opposite inner thigh. You wanna look to where my left arm. Side angle. You can put your hand on your knee like this. Feels really good. And then you just want to stretch it out, and you want to hold this one so you really feel a good deep stretch here. This one is great for your side body. And when you think about it, we don't ever do this during the day, so it's a good time to get it done. Okay, come on back up. You might want to just give it a forward fold here with your legs wide. Want to go right into the pyramid pose, so come on up. Bring your legs together. Maybe stand down at the narrow end of your mat towards the end. Put your hands behind you. This again is a really good stretch for the plantar. Put your foot in front. Give it some space in between here so you don't tip over. And come on down. Try to put your head towards your knee if you can. And you're gonna try and straighten this leg here. The more you can straighten it, you're gonna feel the pull in the back of your thigh. If it's too much, just release the knee a bit. We'll do this 3 times. Take a couple of breaths in during each of the times we do it. Okay, straighten the legs. We'll go to the other side. Put your hands behind you. This is also good for balance, but give yourself enough of a width here so that you don't tip. Put your knee down to your head down to your knee. And we're just gonna hang here. The breath is important because it helps to release all the tension in your muscles and it really helps you with the stretch. Plus it calms down your whole parasympathetic system. And I do the breath where you sniff in twice because I find it brings your breath all the way down through the bottom of your stomach, and then you just release it slower. But there's no counting. Okay, you can do the wide-legged hangover, and we're gonna go into down dog, which is probably one of the better yoga moves for plantar. Okay, Come on off to the left side, bring your leg back, and we're gonna go into down dog. And I want you to pedal your feet wherever it's comfortable so you get a nice stretch there. Okay, now in the middle of down dog, I want you to come down slowly if you can, and we're gonna do plank. If it's too much for you, you can put your knees down like this, and even like do a push-up or so, but if not, you can hold the plank. We're gonna hold the plank here and strengthen the core. Okay, come on down on your knees. We're gonna do that 2 more times. The down dog to the plank. And if you wanna stretch out into child's pose, it feels great. Okay, we're gonna go into the down dog. Pedal your feet. This is a great one for planner. If you can get your heels down at some point, that's great. I am not there. Okay, let's go into plank. Hold this for a couple of breaths if you can. Okay, come on down on your knees. Come on back into child's pose. We'll do 1 more down dog, 1 more plank, and then we'll go into pigeon to stretch out your thighs. Okay, let's go up to down dog. Paddle it. Let's go into plank. Okay, come on down to your knees. From here, we're not gonna go into child's pose just yet. From here, we're gonna go right into pigeon. So take your right knee up to your right wrist, put your leg out. I would not suggest a 90-degree angle. I go at like a 40, maybe a 45, because you don't want to like really tweak your knee. And this is great for right here. All of these lower extremities are super important to loosen up. I gear my videos to the 50 and over crowd because we've done a lot. We've done a lot of exercise and sports, and if you don't remember to stretch, you know, injuries happen. So this is to help prevent injuries, or if you have it, if you already have some plantar, it helps stretch it out. This one should feel pretty good. I mean, it hurts my hip. Okay, come on back up to tabletop. We're gonna take the left leg to the left wrist and go into pigeon. We're gonna do 1 more set of pigeon. So we're gonna sit here for a minute on this one. And then we're gonna stay low. Gonna do another hip opener, and then we're gonna be on our back. Run to tabletop. Bring the right leg forward. Put your leg out. And go into pigeon. You can come down if you want to on your forearms. Whatever's comfortable for you. You just want to feel it here. You want to get a good stretch in there. And take a couple of breaths here. Okay, run up to tabletop. Pull the left leg forward to your left wrist. Come on down. Stretch out that left hip. Okay, come on up to tabletop. We're not going to go all the way back up, but we are going to pull your right leg forward. We're just going to continue to stretch out the hip, and we're going to pick up the back leg. So we're going to be in a low lunge, and you might want to spread it apart a little bit so you can keep your balance. You can stay just like this. You want to spread your legs enough though so that you feel a great pull in your front of your thigh and also back here. I can feel it all throughout here. So all this tightness, especially in the calves, leads to plantar fasciitis. It's the tightness generally in our legs, most often the calves. So we're trying to stretch the whole leg here. Okay, come on, bring your back leg down, bring your right leg back. We're going to go into a low lunge on the other side. So bring your left leg forward and then come up a bit and get enough of a stretch in there so that you feel it, especially in your back leg. You want to feel a nice, gentle pull. Don't ever hurt yourself or don't go too far. And then after this, we're going to come down on our backs. And we're going to massage our calves because it's important when you have plantar to really give your calves a good massage. You can get a massage, but you can also do your own massage daily. Okay, lower your right leg, bring your left big leg back, and then come on down. We're gonna go down on our back, and we're basically gonna stretch out here. So, first I want you to bring both legs up tight, bring them in tight. I don't need any equipment for my class, but next time or sometime after this, we're gonna grab a belt if you have one and put it on under your heel, and you can help pull your leg a little bit. So you're basically gonna bring one leg straight up. Keep your toes active, super important. So basically your toes are gonna look like this. And you're just going to pull that leg gently forward. You're gonna feel the stretch in your back of your thigh. And after you've done that, I want you to just massage your calf. Give it a good massage. Okay, let that leg goes down. Bring this leg up, straight up. Just pull it very gently. You just want to feel a slight pull here. And keep your toes active. Okay. You can start massaging your calf. You might want to massage your thighs. Mine are super tight. Okay, come on back up to your knee, bend your knees, bring your knees over to the right, look over to the left for a spinal twist. Relax your shoulders. Come back up, go the other side. Okay, come on back up and then roll to the side or just come on straight up and try to put your legs in front of each other, set up straight. Thank you so much for coming, and that's the end of the plantar fasciitis class. Have a great day.